Okay, well, welcome to Let's Fly VFR, everyone. Hope you're all having a really great day. If you haven't seen the news already, we have a Beta 5 out. And just going to take a quick run, as I have been doing with all the other previous releases, and just having a look at the performance. Now, they did state that they expected us to see some performance improvements, but having a look on the forums, that may not necessarily be the case. So let's go for a bit of a run. What we're going to do is have a bit of a look at what happens as we go down the runway, as we climb out and fly over the city. Maybe we'll come back and land and just have a very quick look at what's going on at the moment. It does seem to me to be a little bit darker inside, so I'm not sure if that is a big thing or whether that's just my own system. I'll just get my rudders working. There we go. Okay, let's power up and get out of here. Bit unusual getting a chance to do a Friday daytime stream, but got a bit of time off today, so let's get down this runway. Oh, let's try not to rally. 60 knots. Oh, away we go. Let's climb out. So I'm seeing, well, I'm not seeing any more FPS real. As I come down the runway, I'm looking at 21, 22, which it's a bit hit and miss if there's any improvement on that. I have got my settings up reasonably high. Hopefully you're getting this in 1440 as I transmit this out. It's I'm just going to cruise up here and head up to about 1,000 feet. I'll just get a bit of nose down trim and we'll look for VY, which is about 75 knots, and see if it's running. I did a quick flight earlier just so I had something to compare to, and at the moment, disappointingly, I'm not really seeing any difference in FPS. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm looking mainly at sky at the moment, so you'd expect to be alright. It just dropped off to 17 there for a second, but it's sitting at about 21 pretty steadily. 1,000 feet or so. Let's just level out. There's a few little pauses. I've got my I've got my scenery up fairly high as well, and I am running it as I tend to do in the 4K DSR. So I'm seeing it in 4K DSR, and I've got it being broadcast hopefully in 1440 at least. I was going to do it in the 4K as well, but I really don't know whether it matters to you guys that much. If it's 1080p, it's pretty good, and the quality I see in here is really nice. So hopefully it's going to come out and you will see the performances. Now I'm going to do a couple of turns. What I noticed when I took a little flight earlier before I updated was that it did stutter ever so slightly. So let's see how it is. Yeah, I can still see some like hesitation in it as we go around. It's not smooth. Let's go around the other way again as well. One other thing that I've seen as well is that I can't change my weather. I wanted to go back and select the live or real world weather for it. At the moment, it wouldn't let me do it. So that happened, I think on Beta 3 too, it did that. But then it amazingly fixed itself. So I don't know whether that's a system issue or not. So we will head down towards the city, and then we'll take a right turn and just go into Adelaide International, I guess, and just do an approach there. But it's just on the outside. Let's have a look and see how things are looking. Reflections things on the development website. I had a look there just before we got going here, and there's a bit of talk about some rather large issues with lighting not working, lighting on the runways, half of it disappeared on some major runways around the world. So I haven't noticed that myself. We'll see whether that's the case when we get into Adelaide International maybe. But texture wise, it's still looking pretty good. around Adelaide here. We're not getting the black patches that we were getting during beta 3 was. So 3 or 4, it might have been 4. 3 or 4 we were getting some patches. I was finding that a large area out here would just turn black. It'd just be night time on the ground. So but the aircraft textures and everything is still looking good. Glass and everything and reflections there looking pretty good. Let's take a left turn here, and the runway for Adelaide International is pretty much directly behind us. We'll go and have a look and see what that's like. We'll do a touch and go and just see how the performance is. A lot of the buildings over on Adelaide International are actually ones that I've put there, although there is some updates from Laminar. Welcome to you guys. Hope you're having a great day out there, wherever you are in the world. Feel free to say hi. Great to hear from you. So we're just here in Adelaide doing the standard thing that I've been doing with most of the beta releases. This one is apparently having some issues with runway lighting and things disappeared. They did originally expect us to get some sort of performance increase, but again, I haven't seen that yet. In fact, it's a little bit jittery. I think if I was going to be flying around Adelaide City, I might probably just crank it down a little bit. Let me just show you what the my current settings are again, because it's always a point of reference. So my visual effects are fairly low, text quality is up fairly high, anti-aliasing's off, but again, if you can see this, I'm running 3360 by 2100 at 60 Hertz, 90 degrees on the field of view, because a few people complained that I was too far away, and that's okay. Number of world objects, we're up there really high, because they did state that we could run at nearly max without too much of an FPS hit, but it still does make an effect, but it's probably not as bad as it was previously. So we're heading back, this is sort of northerly, the airport is out to our left about 90 degrees, so we'll run around there and have a bit of a look. I believe if you're a Steam user, they're not going to bother giving us a beta 5 release for Steam. They're going to fix up the now known issues and then release a beta 6. So that probably won't be too far away, being that they know there's some issues. So you would think in the next few days we'll probably see some sort of improvements and another beta release maybe. Let's head over this way past Adelaide City. If you haven't done any airport building, guys, Adelaide City is a bit of an example of what you can do, because that is all my work. It is normally just a flat, barren landscape. And we're running a little bit of ortho for XP here. So ortho's here. This is a very famous church that we have on the entrance. This is O'Connell running in, and this is North Adelaide running into the city. It'd be really nice to have the right stadium there, but we've got what's supposed to be Manchester, I think. You can see what it is supposed to be. But anybody want to build me a stadium would be really nice. I just wish I had the time. Alright, so we're heading in. Everything's looking pretty good. Now, it's smooth enough. It ain't bad. But we all know if we get a few more FPS, if we get it up into the 30s, it runs like butter. It's really good if you can get 25 plus. Just looking down, 22 I'm looking at the moment on my Shadow Play screen down here. So let's try we'll do a touch and go. We'll do one. Don't want to keep you guys here too long. There's so many things to do, and it's Friday, at least where I am it is, and we'll do a little bit of an approach here. So I was hoping it would be a little bit on the better side. Really wanted to see some improvement in performance. So we need to maybe do a little bit more work on on Adelaide at some stage. Again, Adelaide International, all this outside work around here is all stuff that I've sort of put in and over here. Air traffic control actually lives over here. Been fortunate enough to go visit those guys with the Adelaide Soaring Club. We've got a bit of an evening trip there. We'll run this back down and get this all set up. Still very high, so we'll do a bit of a forward slip. So we'll go right aileron and we'll go left run, and we'll balance that out a little bit so we say pretty much sort of straight-ish, or we travel straight. Watch out for the drop in RPM and drop in speed. And this normally allows us to drop pretty quickly. It's a lot of fun to do in the real world. Getting really slow. Let's get our nose down, and being that attitude is speed, and speed is life, isn't it? So let's head on down here. So heading down, we've got a nice big runway. The picture's looking nice and clear. That's good. I'm still now looking at 24, 25 FPS now as we come down, and we will take a nice steep approach into runway 23. The actual winds are coming from 23, and they're about 14 knots from the previous flight I had today. There we go. Ooh, hopefully that wasn't too hard. It's nearly a carrier landing, wasn't it? Let's get that up. What do you reckon? I think there is a carrier out in the ocean. I put one out there, so maybe we should go fly out there one day and have a look. So anybody got any questions out there, guys? I know there's a few of you out there having a bit of a look today. Hope you're having a great day still. And taxi down here. So overall, nothing great. I was really excited that there may have been some more performance from the pre-release notes that were available, but it seems that no. Doesn't seem to be. Well, I'm looking at 30 at the moment, but there's not much to draw. I think what I'll do, I think I'll go around again. Let's give it a try. We've got lots of runway, so full power, flaps are up, everything's good, and we'll just go around again and have a bit of a look. I'll run out over the sea, because the statement was that over the land there would be some improvements, but there must be some difference out to the ocean. Obviously, nothing to draw out over the ocean, so you'd expect it to go as high as it possibly can. There's air traffic control down, just down in here, and that's a big shopping centre over there. It's heading south. Aldinga down here, another small airport, which is good fun. I have to fly out and around the mountains and come back in. I can't fly down here in the real world on a sports pilot licence. Too much airspace to get round. Let's fly on out anyway. Should be a little sailing, but big sailing boat down there. Got a copy of a big sailing boat sitting there. Was a restaurant. So what are we looking at now? I'm back in the 30s, 32, but well, it's got nothing to draw. It's ocean. Let's head back out this way a little. And what's over there? What's that? Okay, we've got a cruise liner. Swift up. The aircraft carrier is a long way south. I'm thinking that line that we're seeing there is probably the line in the sand from the ortho. It's possibly it. Or you'd have a strict line. But doesn't seem too bad. Let me just lower myself down and have a look. Seems to be a line there, so I'm interested. Let's go have a quick look at that first, and then we'll come back to the airport again and see if that changes. The directional gyro is not lined up correctly. That's okay. We're not doing much in the line of navigation today. Oh, no, I can't see it. Oh, you can see it. You can see a line just there, but it's not as distinct as it was a moment ago. Seem to be going on over here? I'm seeing some texture changes there, and there's some blackness over here too. That many major clouds, so there's no reason for that to be black. So maybe we're still having some texture issues, guys. Let me know. Is that yeah, that's an error. That's a fault. Yeah. So still a bit to go. But remember, we are in beta, so that's what betas are all about. If you choose not to download the betas, then that's perfectly good. It's probably a lot less hassle most of the time to just remain quiet and sit in the background, let everybody else play with the betas and put up with all the issues that they can present, and then come back and just be happy when the released version comes out, and then you don't have to worry about those issues. So yeah, there seems to be some texturing still. Look, you can see that line there again now. I'm going to imagine you guys will be able to see that. Looks like a very straight shadow, and the sea looks a little different. It's like a seam. But my ortho tiles should cover this anyway, and my custom zooms that I do are quite close to the airport itself. Oh, let's pull the power back, because we'll be able to glide in from here pretty much. We're way high, 15, yeah, what are we at? 1,600 feet. So let's just cruise back in. Right, let's run down. We'll do a left circuit and come back onto 2-3 again. Then we'll head down here. Just look at the performance. So we're back from the 30s, which you'd expect. You'd expect 30 odd out over the ocean, and we're down to 20 FPS on my system as we come in. I do ask a lot from it, but you know, that's what it's there for. But having something and then not making it work to its absolute limits, why would you have it? So let's go left downwind. Let's aim to get, we're back at 1,000 feet, AGL-ish. Adelaide Airport's only about 24 feet above sea level. Let's go first stage flap. As we come down, we do a pre-landing checks here. As per normal, you'd be looking for your brakes, fuel quantities, your fuel switch, which we already have on, never actually turned it off. Your harness, your hatches, your heat, and your brakes, making sure they're feeling like they're operational. In my case, make sure the rudders are operational, because we know that more often than not. Get some speed back, because that's bled off a little bit too much. That could be right, Spag. Yeah, it could be. It could be that, or it could be something just relating to the update as well. No, it's possible. I haven't noticed that before, and I have been down here a number of times, and I fly around Adelaide a bit in the sim, so it could be. Probably need to just double check on my ortho tiles, but I'm pretty sure they don't actually go out to sea either, mate. No, they're not on the sea or on land. I think they're pretty close to just being on land as the ones that I've got. But yeah, we need to have a look and check it. Can't throw stones in the glass house until we know exactly what's wrong. I can check my orthos later on. It's not something I'll worry about for the moment. But yeah. But there seems to be a few artifacts, certainly, with down south down there that we saw. But the programming side and why that would occur is it's above my pay grade. We're getting down here, we're getting close. I'll have to do some more work down there and make that car park a little bit busier. Can afford to do that, I think. These are all just library buildings. These ones get used a fair bit. You can stitch them together. It's a lot of fun to do. It's okay, where are we? There, we're first stage flap. We'll just trim a little nose down. left, and we're around about the 45, getting there. So let's make our left base turn. This stuff's all auto-gen here. This is not particularly great. 500 feet AGL. Keep track of where you are here in the sim. It's quite useful just to have a look at the compass here, which you can't always see so well. That's the big difference when you're flying sims and then you fly real. Real, you can look around stuff a lot easier. If you've got VR, it's a lot easier, obviously. Maybe we'll get there one day on the VR. Okay, let's have another stage of flap as we come in. Oh, okay. 329. You're a number cruncher, aren't you, mate? yeah, okay. Then it does happen. I know it happens on the ground. You can pretty easily see the separation between ortho tiles and the real one. Well, that's about my smoothest landing in some time. It does have quite a bit of a head shake. If you use head shake, I don't think you need it anymore, because this is getting a lot of head movement. There's a little bit of reaction there. Come on. And it doesn't like it when you push too much rudder anymore as well. That's something that started recently. Before you could just hit full right or full left rudder and it would go around, but it's actually allowing that you're turning too far and you're pushing the tyre. I might need to put it back down if I hit it hard enough, mate. I don't think there's any chance of me flying any real world retractables. That'd be nice. Something a bit quick. So what are you up to today, Spag? What are you up to? You working today? You sneaking off and watching some YouTube? Let's get up here. Can you see the reflections on that? That's, you know, a lot of the buildings over there flicker quite a bit. And they're default scenery, they're not mine. Oop, better go left. Better get me wheels working, eh? Well, there we are, guys. We really haven't gained anything in performance, which is no, a little disappointing, because I was really hoping for a big performance hit, but I'm sure over between now and when we get to the end of all the betas and finally get to full release, they did promise us some performance. So I'm hopefully going to hold them to it. Give me some FPS. I want some. I might have to toy with this thing and get back. Huh? Ah, lucky bugger. Cairns. I haven't been up to Cairns. Been up to the Barrier Reef, but I haven't actually visited Cairns and stuff. Bundaberg. How far have I been up? I went up to Townsville one time when I was in the RAF. We had to go up to. We flew up to Townsville in a Chinook, which was a lot of fun from Brisbane. Got to sit on the back ramp. We were strapped in. We had a strap on the back of us, but sitting over the ramp down out the back of a Chinook, running down the valleys at moderate altitude. We were between the valleys, that's for sure. That was a lot of fun. And went up to Townsville, staged there, and then out to the bombing range that the Air Force use out there. We had to go and blow up some Mark 82s. There's quite a few of them left lying around. Amazing what you find on that island. And an old 1,000-pounder. To blow that one up, that was a hell of a bang. So anyway, let's get back to the task at hand. We'll turn the stuff off. Now I've got all my checklists and stuff to keep you guys happy. So when we're doing, look, when we're going to do inverted commas real flights, then 34, mate, humid. Hey, you want to come to Thailand? I'll tell you what humid's all about. No, it's probably pretty similar if you're up Cairns way. The weather would be fairly similar. I think we're probably high 20s to 30 at the moment here. And it's pretty sticky outside, so. But we're in our winter up here. We're coming into winter, so it's nice and cool in the morning, but it gets pretty sticky late afternoon. Well guys, I'm going to let you guys get back to doing something more useful than sitting here watching me. So the big wrap is not really a performance improvement, although they did think we would get one. Let me know if you did, if you've got any more FPS magically appeared. I'm sitting here looking at 26, but when I did my practice flight this morning and just checked it out, I didn't actually land here, so that's not something I can compare to, but our on the ground at Parafield and our in-flight was all pretty much the same. There might have been a couple of FPS extra, but at the moment doesn't seem to be that great, and there's still obviously some issues with the textures not showing properly with those dark areas we saw, which was down the south of Adelaide there. So right, well, if you're new here as always guys, what's that mate, as humid as to the check markets. You've been there, have you? Yeah, been a while. I'm about 12 hours by car north of there. I'm up near the north of in the north of Thailand, mate. But yeah, I have been there. I've been there. Buy cheap jeans and all your other bits and pieces there. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. You go back and do something useful, Spec. I'll catch up with you again soon. Hey, if you guys, if there's anyone out there that's new and you've just found the channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Doing really awesome at the moment. We've got well over 700 now. I can't believe we've grown by 500 subscribers in a matter of about 6 weeks. It's just amazing. So feel free to share and let everybody know about the channel. And I will catch you guys back at Let's Fly VFR again really soon. You guys have a really awesome day. See you again soon.